Hi, Linda Bowen here from StampingWithLinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today is what I am calling a peekaboo die technique. This card was inspired by a card I received from a team member, Sue Floyd, and I shared her card yesterday. She used the friends are like seashells and did this peekaboo technique. I'm taking it just a little step further. I have already taken 3 of the leaf dies from the pansy die set and cut them out in the soft succulent paper. This is a new in color. Remember that the pansy petals is my tutorial this month for any order that's placed in my online store of $30 or more with the hostess code. Now I took that little pansy and I stamped it in the pale papaya and Calypso Coral, and look at the center. I used the loose flower flourishing embellishment for the center of that. I took the scallop contour dies. This is a favorite die set now with me, and I have taken the Happy Birthday, again that's from the pansy set, and added the embellishments. I have the designer series paper, the petal pansy petals, and this measures 3 3/4 by 5, and I'm going to adhere it to a 4 by 5 1/4 pale papaya cardstock. And then I have my 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. I have already scored that at the 4 1/4. So we're going to score that down and put this layer on the front. And what we're going to do next is do that peekaboo die technique. So I'm going to go and grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm going to make sure, yep, that I've got it there. What I'm going to do is, look at my nice clean plates. I just got brand new plates. Love, love, love new fresh plates. So we've got this. I'm going to take the small pansy die. Just want to make sure I've got that on the camera good. And I'm going to cut out the front of the card. Now, because we're going through 3 layers, we want to make sure that it cuts all the way. So I'm just going to run back and forth a couple of times. That was something we always had to do with our Big Shot. Normally we don't have to with our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but because we're going through 3 layers, I want to make sure that that cuts out good. So let me peel that off and look to see. Yep. So it punched or die cut nicely. I'm going to save that designer series paper cut out, and because I think I can do something with that later on for another card. I'm going to run this back through now with the leaf die, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that leaf right about there and cut. You'll notice that part of the leaf is in that cutout that I already did for the pansy. So again, we're going to run it through and run it back through a couple of times to make sure that it cuts out good. We're going to do this 3 times. My plates are so nice. They've got static on them and doesn't want to remove. So we've got that one. Go ahead and put it this way so we don't have to run it through as much. I'm going to add that one right about there. And one more. Put that one right about There. I'm also going to emboss the front of this card. I'm going to use the ornate floral die. I'm going to put that die off to the side so I don't lose it. I have a bad habit of that. And so we aren't going to need these two mats in this platform. What we're going to need is our dark plate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the front of that card into my folder, and we're going to run that through. Need to be careful. Your folder is just the size of your platform. You want to make sure that it's nice and even so that you don't catch the edges. So we're going to set our stamp cut emboss machine aside. And we've got this beautiful card front. Now this is where the peekaboo part comes in. What we're going to do is we are going to add some glue dots to our leaves. You want to add several of them. You could use your Stampin' Seal Plus or even the multi-purpose glue, but we're going to use that as a guide and set our flower or our leaves right in there. Going to bring in another leaf. The way they set up the new glue dots, I'm not overly sold on them. They kind of are in the inside. It's great that they don't, you know where the next one is and they're not sticking on anything, but it's hard to remember that they're on the inside of the paper in here versus the outside. So just a learning curve. I suppose in a few months I'll get used to it and I'll stop whining. Maybe I won't, but hopefully I will. So I'm going to add those glue dots and add that third leaf in. Remember, you just want to make sure that it's nice and lined up with the opening. Next, I'm going to grab that pansy and a dimensional. I think I'm going to use a large dimensional. Ah! There went all my cutting mats for my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Guess they weren't on there full onto my shelf. So we've got this. So when you look at the front of the card, it looks like it's on, but then it's a peekaboo die because when you open it up and the flower is inside. Isn't that fun? I'm going to grab that scallop contour die with the birthday wishes. We're going to add that birthday wish right about there. Then I'm going to grab my pale papaya. This is the ribbon that matches the new in colors. We have all the different in color shades. Absolutely love this color. Such a soft peach color. So we're just going to tie a square knot. I see in my sample card I tied an actual bow, but we're just going to tie a square knot for this one. Grab my snips. And there you have it, a fun peekaboo card using that new pansy set. Thanks for the inspiration, Sue. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.